Here we are. It's April 2022. Our spring real estate market is well underway here in Northern Colorado. In this episode, I'm going to explore a few topics that I think would be interesting for you. First of all, are home values increasing by double digits as they have in the last couple of years, or are things slowing down and moderating as the experts predicted? Also, I'm going to take a look at mortgage rates and inflation. How is that impacting buyers in this market? Is it deterring them from buying homes, or are things moving forward full steam ahead as they have been? Also, I'll be taking a look at those key metrics for Boulder, Larimer, and Weld counties to give you an idea how the real estate market is trending overall here along the Front Range. So stay tuned as we look at these important details. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Real Estate on the Front Range, my weekly podcast where I cover all things real estate here on the Front Range of Northern Colorado. Join me every week to get market updates, tips, and information on relevant topics to make sure that you're fully informed before you buy or sell your next home. This is Gilliam, your host, and I look forward to you joining me on Spotify, Google, Apple, or whatever your favorite podcast app is for the latest episodes. All right, welcome back. Thanks for joining me for another episode of my podcast. In this episode, it's going to be the monthly market update for April. And as I mentioned earlier, that we'll be covering home price appreciation, mortgage rates, and then the specific details of how the market is trending here along the Front Range. So let's go ahead and take a look at price appreciation. As you recall in earlier episodes and also my 2022 market forecast, based on expert opinions and what we thought would happen, we predicted probably around 3 to 9% home price appreciation for 2022. However, I think we were wrong. Supply and demand, especially really strong demand and no shortage of buyers with a lot of cash, have caused this market to go up incredibly high. We've seen homes selling well over list price, sometimes to the tune of $100,000 to $200,000. And with that happening, we are going to expect, after the fact, when they evaluate everything, we can expect to see that home values have gone up well into the double digits. So it's more of the same. Those moderate increases that were predicted will not be the case, again, because of supply and demand and no shortage of buyers out there that are willing to come in well over list price to win a home or to get their offer accepted. In fact, let's go ahead and revisit the home price forecast for 2022 based on the expert opinions. Starting overhead on the left-hand side of this chart here that you can see, the average of all the forecasts was 6.7%, with CoreLogic being at the high end at 9.6% and Zelman being down at 3%. And so you can see everybody was anticipating the market slowdown. Not that homes were going to lose value, they were going to continue to appreciate in value, but at a slower rate, kind of like what we saw in 2017 through 2019, when we saw home values continuing to increase, but they were not selling as quickly as they were in 2015, 2016. And as you might recall, 2016 was the peak. So the market was starting to normalize, and buyers were not having to come in significantly over list price to get their offer won. They were coming in at right around list price or even below, as we saw in 2019, right before COVID hit and reset the market and made it a hot market all over again. In anticipation of this, Altos Research also was expecting a market slowdown. And here you can see this quote: "We keep watching for it, but there are absolutely no signs of a market slowdown anywhere in the data. If anything, we're seeing the market continue to heat up." And they suspected or expected that the market was going to slow down, but of course it's not. Similarly, Lance Lambert with Fortune 500, he made a similar quote. He says, "Now more industry insiders are throwing out their previous forecasts and replacing them with more bullish short-term outlooks. Indeed, some experts say that 2022 the 2022 spring housing market might go down as one of the most competitive on record." And I can tell you, as a local real estate agent, I have seen some offers significantly over list price, especially for those nicer homes, even in areas that were typically cheaper and less in demand than prior to this year. In fact, in Firestone, I helped a buyer write some offers on some really nice homes out there. And Firestone, as you may know, used to be the place that people would go if they could not afford to buy a home in Longmont or anywhere west of I-25. They would go out to Firestone because you get more bang for your buck. But now, in some of these offers, the winning offer was $150,000 over list price. So when that kind of activity is going on, you can expect that home price appreciation will continue to be in the double digits for 2022 and possibly into 2023. Now let's take a look at mortgage rates. And if you've been paying attention, they've gone up significantly. In fact, as I scroll down here in the right-hand side, right column, you can see that the average mortgage rate for a 30-year fixed rate loan is 5.39%. In fact, I just got an update from a lender that I work with, and they are giving out 30-year fixed rate loans at 5.5%. So if you take a look over at this chart, this is Mortgage News Daily. I've referenced this website before. It's a great website for getting updates on what mortgage rates are doing, plus lots of helpful articles, those kinds of things. So here's an article by Matthew Graham. Mortgage applications are still falling and purchases are still looking resilient. I'll just read that first couple of paragraphs here. It says the Mortgage Bankers Association's latest weekly mortgage application data shows an ongoing and unsurprising decline in refinance applications. The index is nearly back to its most recent major lows from the end of 2018, which effectively marked the lower boundary going back to 2001. In other words, refi demand hasn't been much lower for more than 20 years. Purchases have been and continue to be a different story. Granted, there was 3% week over week decline in seasonally adjusted terms, but the index continues to operate in territory that's much healthier historically. And you can see on this chart at the very top, mortgage rates have gone up. They're above 5% now. And as such, the refinance applications have significantly dropped. And that just makes sense. People don't want to refinance into a higher interest rate than they're likely in right now. But purchase applications, as you can see, have not significantly changed. In fact, we've seen a slight little uptick here just recently. But all that to say is that out there on the market, buyers are not deterred by these higher interest rates. They're prepared for it. And I think a lot of this is just because their need or desire for having a home far outweighs the concern that they're going to be paying more per month for their mortgage. So we're not seeing a huge difference. We're not seeing buyers being deterred from buying homes because of these increased mortgage rates. In fact, things seem to continue to be steady. And of course, there's no shortage of buyers out there that have money to put down over and above what list prices are, and they're also helping to pay down points and get that interest rate lower. So lots of strong activity out there, even in this higher mortgage rate market that we're in. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the data. We'll start out with Boulder County and just look at some key metrics. New listings, as you can see here, for March, that's our latest data. They were up 9.5%. So that's indicative of a spring market. We're expecting to get more listings on the market, which is a great thing. Pending and closed sales were down significantly, and that's just lagging behind the lack of listings from February. And then median sales price, again, supply and demand. Median sales price is up 11.6% in Boulder County at $875,000. And the average sales price of a home in Boulder County for March was $1,169,889. That's up almost 14% from last year at this time. The percent of list price received, take a look at this. It's up 5% from last year. Homes are selling on average 8.4% above the original list price. That just shows you how competitive it is out there and how high people are having to go over a list price to get their offer accepted. Inventory of homes for sale in Boulder County, actually, it's not significantly different from what it was last year at this time. It's only down 1.1%. And as such, the month supply of inventory has gone up 20%, so 0.6. So that's an anomaly compared to what's going on in Larimer and Weld counties. So let's go ahead and take a look at Larimer County. New listings is up 6%. Again, that's what we expect to see in a spring market. But those lagging indicators from data from February, pending sales and closed sales are down just because there weren't as many listings back in February. The median sales price, that's up 22% from what it was in March of 2021. So the median sales price for Larimer County is $582,000. And the average sales price for a home in Larimer County is $676,000. So that's up 22.1%. The percent of list price received is up 2.2%. So we're seeing that homes are selling 3.5% above the original list price. Again, that just shows the competitive nature of this market and how much buyers are having to come over list price to get their offer accepted. Inventory of homes for sale is down 9.5% compared to March of 2021. And then month supply of inventory has stayed about the same. It has not changed. So that's perhaps we'll see a different figure when we look at data from the month of April and May and as we get into the summer. For Weld County, we can see similar figures. New listings are up. And when we scroll down here to the median sales price, that's up 18%, almost $500,000 for the median sales price in Weld County compared to 2021 or March of 2021. And then the average sales price similarly is up. That's almost 17%. An average sales price of a home in Weld County is $537,000. And then, of course, percent of list price received, that homes are selling 2.3% above the original list price. Again, it's an indication of how competitive the market is out there. Inventory of homes for sale in Weld County is down 25% from last year. And the month supply of inventory actually dipped down just a little bit. It's down 16.7% to 0.5 month supply of inventory. So as you can see from the data, we're getting into the spring market, more new listings. Average and median sales price continues to go up compared to last year. And this is all indicative of high demand and low supply, and that homes are selling above list price on average. There are some that aren't. As I've mentioned before, homes that are not in as desirable of a location, or if they're overpriced for the market, buyers are pulling back or pushing back rather, and not being as aggressive towards those properties. I can give you some personal testimony. I recently represented a seller in selling a townhome. We priced it below market value just to encourage buyers to purchase it. However, there were similar properties with fewer bedrooms, mind you, but it was in a community where it's attracting a lot of single or retired people, so they don't need as much space, or it's attracting investors for rental properties. But as such, people went after this other property that was priced lower. And so our home didn't sell right away. So my sellers were willing to drop the price another $40,000, well below market value. And as soon as we did that, the home shot up, and we ended up selling it for about market value. And again, that's just shows you, even if you price it well, if it's not the high demand kind of property that people are wanting, or there's good competition that's cheaper, buyers are pushing back and going for those cheaper properties. But again, when we lowered that price, buyers went after it and came in well over that new list price and ended up selling at market value. So crazy market out there. Be glad to help you if you're looking to buy a home. I can set you up with some good lenders if you need one, and they'll get you set up and get you pre-approved and ready to go so that you can write strong offers on properties out there and write competitive offers. Also, if you're looking to sell a home, glad to help you. This is the market of all markets. If you really wanted to sell your house and get top dollar for it, this is a great time to do it. So get in touch. In either case, I'd be glad to consult with you, answer any questions you have, and help you to assess if you're ready to move forward with buying or selling a home. So stay tuned. At the end of this video, you'll see my contact information. You can reach me at 970-313-6706, or you'll see my email and website. Again, like I said, at the end of this video. Look forward to talking to you soon, and hope you have a great spring. Take care.